Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Aight, now as y'all can see, drink poured. I know what time it is. The fifth of Tito's. And it's almost gone. I'm in poured up. How about that? No sugar. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nothing like y'all Don Julio drinkers. Um, the Pat Ryan and all of that. No sugar. How about that? Now, why you on the power, Mr. Roller? You know what I'm saying? How about that? Because I'm about to go ahead and show y'all some crazy ass shit about your man's Diddy. I got an update. How about that?
Everything that I expected Diddy, the baby oil booty bandit, to get in trouble for when he was put into a prison full of men's, this was not what I was thinking. Diddy just got in trouble at Fort Dix for drinking. And if you remember during Diddy's trial, he made some huge deal about his new sobriety journey. Well, that only lasted until he had the availability to get something to put into his system to get faded. What he ended up getting caught with was some old prison toilet hooch made out of Fanta and apples and sugar that they let ferment for like 2 weeks. Right now, Diddy is at a kindergarten ass camp, bro. It's basically prisoning land, and we all know how he got his ass there. He paid to get there. But if he keeps messing up like this and getting in trouble, they're 100% going to move him to a place where he's not going to have as easy of a run. In fact, prison officials have even said that he's on thin ice right now. They were going to move him to another unit, and then they decided not to do that for some reason. Yeah, you already know what that reason was. But they can only put up with so much until they have to make some sort of example out of him and do what they would do with any normal inmate. How long do y'all think that Diddy's going to make it at Fort Dix? Let me know down in the comments.
Alright. Now y'all done seen that, right? All the y'all ass tweaking, bro. Nah. How about that? Diddy got caught up with the Spud juice in prison. How about that? Didn't I tell y'all about that Spud drinking? Didn't I tell you just because you get sentenced by a judge to so much time, that don't mean that that's when you're going to get out of prison? All right, let's go ahead and break it down. How about that? Nah, Diddy got caught with the Spud juice in the joint. This nigga only been in the joint, what, about a month tops? Not even a whole month. And he didn't already got caught up with some Spud juice. I keep telling y'all, prison ain't as simple as people make it seem, or these guys y'all be seeing that be having phones in jail and making it seem like it's a party and shit. Like, no, it ain't like that, dog. It's not like that. Them niggas is crash outs that y'all be seeing. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas is real life crash outs. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. With all that being said, right? This nigga Diddy in there playing with the juice, trying to get drunk or trying to sell a couple bottles. Whatever it was, he got caught. Y'all do know that's a new charge. That is a dangerous contraband charge. They do not play with that Spud juice. Let me tell you the top charges you can catch in the joint, right? Fighting, a knife, Spud juice, tattooing. Those are the top four charges you can catch in prison. And he got one. The Spud juice. They don't play with that shit. In case, um, for the new gangsters on the channel, you know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't seen the video I made about the Spud juice, go check that out. You know what I'm saying? Or you can go check out the video I made about Junebug, because me and Junebug almost got caught up with the Spud juice as well. Go check that shit out. This Spud juice shit is real. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here playing with this shit, man. Especially in the joint. They don't play with it. Getting caught with Spud juice in prison is like just as bad as being out here on the streets and shooting somebody. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Nah. With Spud juice, Mr. Roll Up, just in case for y'all that don't know and don't want to go check out the old video, blah, 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 blah. All right, look, the Spud juice is spoiled fruits that the system give to you during your childhood meals, like an apple, an orange, some potatoes, a little sugar, shit like that. All of them spoiled fruits, a banana, blah, 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 whatever. They put all that shit in a garbage bag. In prison, you don't get black garbage bags. They clear trash bags. You know what I'm saying? So that way that the police can see through them, make sure you ain't stashing no knives or nothing like that in them. You know what I'm saying? This is how Spud juice get made. Basically, niggas save up their apples, oranges, all of the fruits and shit like that. And you could buy sugar off the commissary, the store, or whatever you want to call it, right? You get a trash bag, you put all of that spoiled fruit in there. You know what I'm saying? You put orange juice in there because you get little things of orange juice like this big, right? You pour the orange juice in there. Of course, you gotta have your homies saving up their orange juice because all of y'all only get a little container of orange juice like this. And you get one of these a day. So it's gonna take you and your homies to save up like a week or 2 weeks worth of orange juice. You know what I'm saying? For all of y'all to dump all the orange juice in the damn bag. The orange juice basically like keep all of the fruit afloat, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? You put all of that shit in this damn garbage bag. After you get all that, you tie it up, right? You put the garbage bag in your locker. You have a locker in your cell. You and your monkey got a locker. Your lockers are side by side together. Like in high school, the little skinny lockers that you have in high school or in the locker room, like you play sports and shit like that. Them skinny ass lockers, or in the gym, them same lockers, right? You get that same locker put in your cell, right? That's where you gotta have the damn Spud juice at. So you gotta put that garbage bag full of spoiled fruits and orange juice and sugar and all of that. You gotta put all that shit in your locker. And it gotta sit in your locker for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. Like JD. Oh, matter of fact, while I'm on it, I got this clip from JD D Lay. JD D Lay. So y'all can go check out his channel. He do a lot of prison reactions. He been to the joint, But anyway, you gotta put that damn Spud juice bag in your locker, right? And that bag had to sit in your locker for at least a week. I know about this, so I can speak on this. I know about this because I had a bunkie that used to do that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I know about the Spud juice shit. I didn't realize how dangerous it was at the time. Like, your ass can get cooked for real. You know what I'm saying? But I had a bunkie that did this shit all the time, right? Well, with that being said, you tie the bag up and you let all of that spoiled fruit and shit like that concoct in this garbage bag. And it take at least a week for it to cook right. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, right? You letting this shit cook in that garbage bag, right? You gotta come burp it like every 3 or 4 days. What is a burp, Mr. Roll Up? A real life burp. Like a human burp, it's called a burp in prison. Meaning you gotta come check on that bag like every 3, 4 days, and you gotta open it up and let the air out. You know what I'm saying? When you open the bag like 3 or 4 days later, it do an actual burp. like a human burp. You know what I'm saying? The bag actually do like a human fucking burp type shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, with that being said, right? 3, 4 days later, you come back to burp the bag. When you open it up and it burp, and let out a stinking ass smell. You can't deny it. Everybody know this distinctive ass smell, and everybody know it's Spud juice. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, in prison, it ain't no plaster walls or insulation in the walls or nothing like that. It's all cement walls, right? So that means that the smell don't get to go into the walls like how it would in your household. The smell don't go into the walls. The smell bounce right off of that damn cement and bounce out your cell and bounce out into the hallway. When it bounce out into the hallway, guess what? The police can smell that shit, and all the other inmates that's around can smell it. So everybody can smell the Spud juice coming out your room when you burp the bag. But you have to, because if you don't, I don't know, that shit'll spoil you. It won't cook right. That Spud bag be ball business. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta burp the bag. During this time of burping the bag, this is when a lot of guys get caught up with their juice because that distinctive smell hits the hallways and everybody smell this shit. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta do it. You gotta burp the bag because if you don't burp it, it's not gonna cook right. That's just how it goes. Now, when you burp it, you open the bag up, you let the air out, you let it air for a little minute, probably for like 2 minutes or so, and then you tie the bag back up and you let it reconcoct for another couple of days, right? If you can successfully do that without the police knowing what you're doing and that bag successfully cook and everything like that, when it's done, and you go ahead and you pour that juice in these bottles and you go ahead and sell it all to the inmates in prison, you that guy. You know what I'm saying? If you can successfully cook that Spud juice, you that guy in prison type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's such a dangerous game because if you get caught with it, your ass get a new charge. That's a dangerous contraband charge. You get more time for that. You know what I'm saying? But if you can successfully do it without the police knowing what you're doing, you that guy on the yard. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys take that kind of gamble. So with that being said, it seemed like that's what happened with Diddy. He decided to take that kind of gamble. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know. Maybe he was just out there drinking the shit, got caught. I don't think that's what happened. I think he got caught with that bag. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when you gotta burp that shit, it got a real distinctive smell. And when that happened and the police smell it, they lock down the whole unit. And they go through everybody's cell one by one, tearing up everybody's shit until they find it. You know what I'm saying? It's prison, it's structured like this for them to be able to smell it and catch these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So my prediction is that Diddy was in there cooking the bag and he got caught. You know what I'm saying? He probably had to burp it, the smell probably got out, and the damn COs probably smelled the shit. If that wasn't the case, then probably one of the inmates probably told on him and said, hey, Diddy got that Spud juice in the cell, go get him. That happened too. However it happened, Diddy got caught with that shit. Now remember when I told y'all before that just because a judge sentenced you to a couple of years, that don't mean that's all you're gonna do. But the judge sentenced Diddy to what, 4 years? Now he got this dangerous contraband. I don't know how it's gonna go for him because he in the feds. It might be a little different in the feds than the state. But I'm just giving y'all my opinion of what I feel about this, right? And how I know how the system works. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he gonna get a dangerous contraband charge. And he probably gonna get some more time, probably another year or so for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit for real. They don't play with that shit in there. When they give you an apple or orange, some orange juice and things like that, that's for your daily consumption. That's not for you to be putting in a damn trash bag trying to create some type of juice off of it. So they take that shit real serious. And like I said, that's one of the top charges you can get in there. Spud juice. They don't play with that shit. And Diddy then got caught up with that. He ain't been in the joint a whole month. And he done already got caught up with some Spud juice. You ask me, I think one of them inmates in there tricked them. You know what I'm saying? Sent them off. Hey, put this bag in your room. Let it cook. You know what I'm saying? And I think they got down on them. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? In exchange for instead of stabbing your ass up or making you somebody's girlfriend, here, hold this Spud juice bag. You know what I'm saying? And if you can successfully cook this shit, then we'll leave you alone. That's what I think is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because with him having such a short amount of time and for him being as high profile as he is, I would think that he would come in there and not make a move. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't even been in there a whole month. He done already got caught with some Spud juice. Like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, with me, I did a whole 3 years before I even got caught up in some Spud juice type shit. Now, like I said, I beat my case with it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't spoke on it. But just saying, it took me a whole 3 years before I even came across some shit like that because you don't just play with Spud juice. Like, you got to know what you're doing with that kind of shit. He just got to the joint. He already got caught up with it. So in my mind, they tell me that he got sent off. You know what I'm saying? He got caught up. Not looking good for him. So that 4 year sentence that he got, watch, it's about to turn into some more time. He gonna have to go to court. He gonna have to get seen on it. All of that shit. Just like how you go to court before you go to prison, it's the same thing in prison. You got to go to court in prison too for whatever charge you catch while you in there. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna be hearing on it, and I'm pretty sure he about to get some more time because they don't play with that Spud juice. That shit's serious. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly what I said. Just because he got sentenced to 4 years, that don't mean that's all he gonna do, and that don't necessarily mean that he gonna make it home. You know what I'm saying? Now here's the flip side to that. If he did get sent off, now he done lost them guys Spud juice. So guess what? Now they about to come down on his ass. Hey, you gotta pay up for that. I know, right? Ain't that crazy? That's how prison work. He got caught up with this shit, and he still gonna have to pay that up. You know what I'm saying? Because people was waiting on it. People was expecting it, and you got caught with this shit. People been saving up their apples, oranges, orange juice, sugar, all of that, just for you to get caught with it. And being Diddy is who he is as a target that he is. You gotta pay up, bro. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy in there going through it. Don't think he in there living a lavish life. Just like JD said, he in a low level, four dicks, whatever the fuck that is, some bullshit. Even though with him being in that low level, because he in a low level, which more than likely he in a level one, because he don't got that much time. You know what I'm saying? But it don't mean that he not in there with gorillas and killers. He's still in prison. You know what I'm saying? He's just in a low level where he had a space where he about to go home soon. So he had a low level of security. But with this Spud juice, that shit gonna bunk his level up. You know what I'm saying? Now he gonna might fuck around and go to a level two, where he might be around lifers and shit like that. Where he at in his low level, he might be around guys that's going home. And of course he around guys that's going home. He probably around guys that most time they probably got is probably like 3 or 4 years. But him catching this new dangerous contraband, they might bump his level up to a level two, where he might be around guys that got life bids. You know what I'm saying? That don't give a fuck about him. And guess what? If he get around them, he really gonna have a problem. My point, like I said, just because he got that little bit of time, he could turn that shit into a lot of time. Or he could turn it into never coming home. Or he could die in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that Diddy just about to come home in a couple of years. Like, I done said this shit before. Like, dog, a lot of shit can happen in there. And as y'all see right now, he done already got caught up with Spud juice. He still got a whole good 3 years to do. He already got caught up with some damn juice. It ain't looking good for you, boy. It ain't looking good. How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.